welcome back to the Better Fitness Proof podcast. It's your host, Matt April, and I'm here with one of our amazing members, Tyler. Tyler, can you say hello to everybody and just introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name's Tyler Hemple. I've been a member here at BentOnBetter since April 2021, and happy to be here with everyone right now. First time doing a podcast.
Yeah, first time. Really?
Time.
All right. I think a lot of people have checked that box now because it's your first time. I'm glad to be your first. Glad to be your first. So, Tyler, why don't you take me back to a time we were just talking about the trip you have coming up. So, Let's get everyone on the teaser. Where's your trip? Where are you going this weekend?
I am heading up to the Adirondacks in northern New York, largest state park in New York, for a 3-day backpacking trip where we're going to attempt to climb a bunch of mountains and see a bunch of cool stuff. Yeah.
Right on.
And be very tired at the end.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're doing this all with how much on your back?
Like 40 pounds.
40 pounds
Yeah.
of equipment and resources and tools and I guess tents probably, right?
I'm a hammocker, but some people do tents.
A hammock?
Yeah.
You're saying a hammock?
Oh,
in the
yeah.
mountains.
In the mountains.
Just like
with the black bears and everything. Like, yep.
What? Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
It's
oh my God.
the best nights of sleep I've ever had are in the hammock.
That would make me so anxious.
Uh-huh.
I've only been on a hammock like 3 times in my life.
It's kind of like a cocoon feeling.
So you're like wrapped up, is it like on the sides, like
It's totally you're totally wrapped up. The one I have is a double. You could technically fit 2 people, and I just like to use it because you're never gonna fall out of it. So you have like a total cocoon feeling, and it's like the best sleeping for me anyway, because when you sleep, there's 0 pressure points. You're just kind of like dangling in the air, suspended. Yeah.
That I don't know why it blows my mind.
I'll send you some pictures.
Like what? How? And like, our bugs are probably a thing, right? Are bugs like
oh yeah,
all over you?
I have a bug net that the hammock kind of slips into. So
there you go. See, everything. I have no idea. You can tell that I've never like really truly camped in my life. Like I was in the Boy Scouts when I was like, oh my goodness, like single digit age.
Uh-huh.
I was in the Boy Scouts and we went like to like a local park. I can't remember what it was called. Probably like Brandywine or something.
Yeah.
And stayed in a tent. And like that was the.
That was it.
And we cooked. I remember cooking some sort of like hot dogs and like beans on like a fire.
Uh-huh.
And like that was it. That was like the extent of my camping adventures, and that was about it, man. It's adventures as I get.
I've always done a tent, and then maybe 3 or 4 years ago, my mother-in-law, just as a random Christmas gift, bought me a hammock off Amazon, and I always tell her that was like the greatest gift I've ever gotten because it just completely changed the way. I used to go camping and backpacking despite the terrible sleep that I would get, and now I do those things because I know I'm going to get an amazing night of sleep.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Do you think it has something to do with the amount of activity that goes into it as well? That plays a part in that?
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. By the end of the day, you're cooked, and
yeah, I can only imagine.
The sun goes down, and it's time for bed. Like,
higher elevation, all that extraneous activity, lugging around more than just your body weight.
Totally, yeah.
There's a lot that goes into it. Wow. All right. Well, so we got some things to look forward to.
Yep.
But what I want you to do is, Tyler, what we've been doing on this show is taking me back to a time, maybe before we met here at BOB, where you went through a challenging time in your life, physically, emotionally, mentally, all of those things, whatever it might be. But take me back to a time prior to BOB, and then we'll kind of walk our way through it.
Okay, that sounds good. So, let's see. I graduated college in 2013 and started working in public accounting right out of college, working 60-hour weeks, 6 nights a week, long nights, Saturdays, hardly any free time to see significant others or family or anything like that. And a lot of people say, "Oh, I gained the freshman 15 when I was in college," and like, no, I didn't really gain any weight in college. I was pretty active, but let me tell you, after I got out of college and started working, and like, wow, that was a pretty rough first few years out of college. Like, just bad eating habits, no time to exercise, not to mention a extremely stressful job that just like consumed like everything of me. It was pretty exhausting. Let's see, I did that for maybe 4 years, closer to 5 years. And I kind of went so I was working in audit, moved out of that to accounting I'm no longer on the audit side, and it's a much easier role. So was able to clean up the all the stress that I had at that job. The first job out of school, I was dealing with a lot of like, at one point I had ulcers just because the stress levels were like through the roof. And it's interesting. I accidentally told my boss that, or not accidentally, I just mentioned it to him in passing, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I used to get those all the time too," and it just went away like as I got used to the job, and I'm like, I can't do this. So I guess mid 2017, I made the switch out of that job, and I went from like on a 1 to 10, like maybe an 8 out of 10 being on the stress scale, down to like a 2 out of 10. So
like 10 being the highest.
10 being the highest,
Okay.
10 like investment banking or like some of these crazy 100-hour week jobs. Like I certainly didn't have that, but
You were 8 out of 10.
yeah,
Your
it
stress
was a lot. And 6 months out of the year, I was working 6 day a week. Like it was just a very busy, demanding schedule. So since then, been extremely happy on the professional side.
Hold on. So you were suffering from ulcers from the stress of this job.
Yeah.
And then magically they disappeared. So what happened in
So
that time?
I had gone to a few specialists, and one of them had mentioned like, oh yeah, you have ulcers. Then another one, it was inconclusive, but that was so within like 6 months of that diagnosis, that's when I switched jobs and everything just went away. Like,
Wow.
I've never, I had, if it wasn't ulcers, it was some sort of like severe stomach pain, like down here in my abdomen that, Monday through Friday, I felt it every day. And then as soon as I switched jobs, it never felt it again.
So the stress of just that one job brought on the actual physical pain and literal like things in your body that were causing you pain.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes, I'm bringing this as a point for people who are watching and listening, because some people suffer thinking that's the normal way of life. It's like, I'm just gonna deal with this. Like like the boss, right? It's, you get used to it. You just kind of brush it off.
Yeah.
That's not something you want to get used to. That's not something you want to have and deal with. If you're living something in your life or doing something in your life that is causing you actual physical pain, probably time to make a change.
Totally. And my diet was awful. I probably gained 30 pounds while I worked there, maybe more. I forget. I have
freshman 15.
I have a suit that I bought because I had to go to a client meeting. That was when I weighed the most. I still have the suit, and every now and again I put it on. It's like the biggest.
Is it really big?
It's really big. Yeah, it's like
get a picture and show me. I want to see.
Yeah, it's like a Jared suit kind of. It's kind of cool to have it in there, and so transitioning away from the professional side, post college, I've done a few. I had tried a few fitness programs, some of the not work from home. That's what I've been doing the last year and a half. Like the fitness programs you can do at your in your house, and I did them, but I never really understood like P90X or Insanity, stuff like that. I never really learned anything, and it's interesting. Coming here, I discovered that I'd go into a workout with Nick or Molly or Alicia, and like, oh yeah, I know that move. Like, I know how to do that. I did that on a program, and then I would very quickly find out that like I do not know how to do that correctly at all. Like, and through good coaching from them, I would kind of figure out the best way to move forward. with it. So
That's a good point that you make, though. So many people operate on this idea of, I'm doing a workout, that's good enough. And there's this good enough mentality of like, I can check the box. And for some people, like, they really enjoy it. And I'm sure that you probably found some enjoyment in it, because I know that you had said you like that. But there's, to an extent, if you're doing something you enjoy, that's great. But if you're doing something that you enjoy that's actually not helping you in some way, so you didn't even realize until you came in here and did those movements that you're familiar with, and then had this aha moment.
Exactly. So, just the other day, I finally got like no suggestions on RDL workout day. So Monday was RDL day, and I've been coming here for 4 months now. And every time I do a workout, your brother Nick's like, oh, fix this or fix that, or, make sure the weight goes here and not there. And the other day, the last 2 sets, he comes over and he's like, man, that's a perfect RDL. Like, that was like I felt amazing. Like, he had nothing to say. It was so cool.
That's such a cool, a good, like, mini win. That
Totally,
you can look at because your journey has been pretty awesome. In these past 4 months, you have made significant changes to your fitness, to your health, but also to your composition.
Totally, yeah.
And I think that's definitely a worthy one to bring up. I don't know this. Do you know the specific number? I don't know it off the top of my head. But I know it's been...
I need to do another weigh-in. I had dinner right before this, but I think it was somewhere in 10 or 12 pounds, something like that, of fat. Yeah.
Of body fat, dude. That's it. Like, it's not just 10 to 12 pounds that you've lost.
Right, yeah.
You've lost body fat.
Right,
That's awesome. That's huge. It's huge. And it's all you, because I know that was not just a quick little change. It was little tiny changes over this past 4 months that you were able to accomplish that. So not only improving your fitness routine and how you're doing it, but also improving your diet and your nutrition and the little things that we talked about.
Right.
And you've done it.
Yep.
I told you how to do it. You did exactly what it was. You deserve all the credit, man.
Matt gave me a ton of good suggestions from the nutrition standpoint. So delicious ice cream bars for the win right there.
For the win. What's your favorite?
Salted caramel ice cream bar. Yeah.
My favorite one. Every week I go, it's always in my basket. I'm always getting the box of it.
Yeah.
Have you tried the chocolate one?
I haven't tried that one. Seems like everyone in my house has a different favorite. I'm salted caramel. My wife loves the there's some sort of coconut one. Mm-hmm. And then I forget what Molly's favorite is. Maybe the coconut one too. So maybe that's why the salted caramel is my favorite, because I know no one's going to eat it.
Yeah,
just me.
It was good strategy. Very good strategy. I can't say the same thing for me, because Lynn will, whatever I end up buying, I know she'll eat, because we are both very similar in a lot of what we do.
Okay.
She's definitely like a salty person. I'm the sweet person. Yeah. But when it comes to like treats like that, we'll both have it, because they're bomb. They're so good.
Yeah.
So good. So
Definitely.
I want to hear now. Like we talked about what you've accomplished in a way with body fat, but now how do you feel going into this this I want to call it hike, but a trail, what would you call it? Trail hike?
Yeah, backpacking trip. I feel much stronger as a person physically, especially my leg muscles. Like a lot of the moves, I'm not sure I've ever done a deadlift in my life before coming here. Not to mention like every week, and squats and RDLs and all these other moves that are like extremely beneficial to a backpacker. So it's interesting. I haven't gone backpacking since I've been here. Just not a lot of time. It's kind of
a 1-year-old, right?
Got a 1-year-old. Backpacking's kind of a tough hobby. It's like you leave Friday and you come back Sunday. So it's not conducive to having a 1-year-old. So I haven't been out. I'll definitely report back on how it goes, but I feel much stronger than I've ever been before in my legs and even my upper body too. So lugging a 40-pound pack up and over some mountains hopefully won't be as it's definitely not going to be easy, but I hope to not die as much as I normally would have, if that makes any sense.
And remind me, I know we talked about it before, but for everyone who's listening, how far is the hike? Describe to me again, like
Sure.
what
So
is it?
it's 26 miles in total over 3 days.
So it's basically a marathon. The
Yeah,
distance of like a marathon.
Yeah, very slow 3-day marathon.
Wow.
Just with like 8,000 feet of elevation gain and drop. But so just a little background. The Adirondacks have a high peaks wilderness area that have 46 mountains over 4,000 feet. And like 100 years ago, there were, I think, 2 guys that just randomly climbed them all. So ever since then, it's been a thing that everyone wants to climb all 46, and they want to be a 46er. That's what they call them. So we are going to try and climb 7 of them. 2 of them, I think, are over 5,000, including Mount Marcy, which is the highest peak in New York. It's like 5,240 feet, roughly, something like that. Wow. And the base camp where we're starting is around 2,000 feet. So that's like a 3,200 foot climb just to that one. And they're all kind of close together. Once you get up to one, it's a little easier. But we're going to start and hike up to a few lakes, and then hike up to Mount Colden, then Marcy, then Skylight, and then Gray. And then on the 3rd day, we'll try Iroquois, Algonquin, and Wright. All pending how our legs are feeling and if the weather's good. So, it's going to be awesome, and I can't wait to get out there. And it's been a blast working out here for the last few months, getting ready for it. So appreciate it.
I think that's a big takeaway for a lot of people who are watching and listening. It's you came in here with the goal of improving your ability to have a not only a more enjoyable, that's not the right word I'm looking for, but to be maybe more productive hike in that way. Like, I know that your health was a primary concern for you because you now have a family to care for, and because you're prioritizing yourself. But we also talked about the hike and how important it was to be able to have better endurance, better strength, better stamina, the ability to recover on a short period of time.
Right.
All these things, which you've been working on. It wasn't just the one, like, I want to improve my health.
Right.
It was everything else that aligned with that.
Yeah, definitely. I think I had mentioned this to you before, but I'm totally, I don't know what the right phraseology is, like goal oriented, maybe. Like, if I can put something on my calendar a few months out, that's going to motivate. That's what's going to help me get motivated to, like, okay, I gotta get over to BentOnBetter. I gotta do some work. I gotta get workouts in, get my nutrition in line. So a backpacking trip that, I've backpacked since I was 10 probably, but this is like a very difficult, actually maybe the most difficult one I'm going to embark on. So hopefully the weather holds out, and the whole group can manage the trails and get at it. So
I would love to hear the follow-up. Like, I really want to have you come back through and, like, talk about this again, like how it went and, like, what things went on, and, like, how you felt.
Yeah, well, I actually just checked the weather report, and it's today that we're recording. It's Wednesday night. So the weather's, you never know this far out, but it looks like it's going to rain every day. So, so that's like another wrench in the system. So.
Oh man, So what do you do with, like, when it rains on, like, your hammock?
So I have a tarp. Yeah.
So you, like, throw a tarp over yourself?
It's so you hook up the hammock to 2 trees,
okay,
and then there's like a ridge line that almost like a skinny rope that runs between the 2 trees, and the tarp just hooks up to that, and then you stake it down. So
a mini tent. It's a tarp tent.
Exactly, yeah.
Tarp tent.
Exactly. You're just floating up in the air between 2 trees. So yeah.
Wow. Gotta take some pictures. I'm hoping that you'll be, like, sharing this on your Instagram story or something like that.
So definitely, yeah.
I want to see.
That's like half of my Instagram is when I go backpacking, and the other half is my daughter. So. Yeah. And also my dogs too. So.
Well, yeah, they're cool too. But that little one's cute.
Oh, yeah.
So let's do this. I'm gonna do a little commercial, and in the meantime, I want you to think about like some final notes. Something you'd say to someone who was who's maybe in your position, someone who's like an avid hiker or maybe a runner who has done workouts before, but only on their own. They haven't really worked out in a facility like this, haven't worked out with coaches.
Mm-hmm.
So what you would say to that person to inspire and motivate them, to show them that there's more to it and they can get more from it. So think about what you'd say. I'm going to do this little commercial, okay? So hey, so for you, hi, thanks for hanging out with us. If you're watching this on YouTube, hello, thanks for hanging out. Make sure you check out the comment section and leave us some comments here. Tell me about your hike. I want to hear about what you've done. Have you gone on any hikes? Where have you gone? Have you done just like a trip with Boy Scouts and stayed in the woods for overnight camping thing and call that hiking and camping? Or have you done what Tyler's done or something more extreme? Tell me. I want to hear about this. And of course, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel so you get the alerts for the future of podcasts that come out. And give us a thumbs up because Tyler was awesome and we want to get those thumbs up. If you're listening to this on a podcast, whatever podcasting platform you're on, take a moment, pause the show, go over there, give us a 5-star review because that's what's going to help us continue to change lives and continue to get the message out there for people to be inspired with fitness. If you don't think it's worth 5 stars, that's totally fine. Send me an email, Matt, M-A-T-T, @BentOnBetter.com, and I will absolutely get back to you on that. For now, swing back over to you, Tyler. Give me some final words. Give me some good stuff.
So what I would say to that person is if the person that's kind of worked out on their own, you would be shocked at what the things that you do you realize could be improved upon. Like literally every area of your fitness, the staff here are going to be able to help you fine tune or improve or modify to strengthen you and improve you, and that goes with I've worked with everyone. I've worked with Nick, and Molly's awesome, family member.
She's awesome.
Matt here, Lynn, and of course Alicia. I've worked with everyone, and everyone has such great pointers that they'd be able to recommend to you, and I couldn't recommend coming here to work out. You'd be stunned how you can improve upon whatever it is your goal, whether it's running or if it's something weird that I do, like backpacking and sleeping in the woods. Just stop on by. You're gonna love it here.
Man, that's awesome, man. Thank you. That's so great. That was great. Well, look, we're going to end on a good note. So thanks so much for hanging out with us. We'll see you again next time. Bye. That was great, man.
That was awesome.
Nice.